iLLMedia podcast.
Hello,
Yeah, we're out here in an undisclosed location, Atlanta, Georgia. You know that area, shit like that.
Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah, so this is the iLLMedia podcast. This is the first episode. Honestly, we kind of put ourselves on the spot with this. It's okay though. We're gonna make it work. So we have a few topics. I'm Ill Wink. This is Dachi Media. Dachi Media, Ill Wink, Ill
Hello.
Media. You feel me? I'm a DJ, engineer, producer. This is a director, photographer, videographer.
Editor,
Yes,
the
all that.
headacher, the straight headaches every day.
So, we do this behind the scenes work here when it comes to like the music industry on the independent level, especially. And we run into a lot of people, a lot of problems, just a lot of dumb ish. You feel me?
Very dumb.
So we just felt like maybe we should come from the perspective of the behind the scenes creators because I'm in the back of the stage as a DJ. I'm behind the boards and the mix as an engineer. You don't even see my face as a producer. So, and likewise, he's behind the camera and he's behind the edits. So,
And behind what I'm seeing what you and your team are doing, and seeing who's really real for you, and seeing who's really fake, and your so-called managers that really don't do nothing for you.
sheesh. Sheesh.
Yeah, it's like that.
All right. See, I'm
It's
over here
like that.
checking at your signal. Make sure you speaking up a little bit longer. Of course, somebody calling me and he not going to get answered.
But yeah, it's the iLLMedia podcast, and it's not going to be negative things. We're going to talk about positive things. That somewhat go on in our lives, but this is really just a life lesson podcast.
Facts. On the independent artist tip. So I wrote down some topics. I need to start like keeping track of the topics as we discuss things. But recently we had some shows. Before the World Ends, that's the collective that we're a part of. We run showcases and kind of other things, collective group projects amongst ourselves under that name. So we recently did a showcase, a couple actually, one in PA and one out here in Atlanta, and it was pretty dope. I was glad to get back to doing that for real.
It's great. It's amazing. It's so, especially, I don't know, the first one was just so different, but like, even just coming back, having our second one, then we had our third one right after.
Yeah,
It's a great feeling.
yeah. The pandemic,
A lot of stress on us those days, but we get it done.
it is what it is. So what we were able to gather artist wise, for this, we like to show love. We like to make sure that artists can get paid off of whatever we're doing because the independent artists, they be getting raped out here. Like you got to spend a lot of bread to, be an artist. And so we were,
We
having
just
what
want artists to make their first dollar with us. Like some artists haven't even got paid off streams. They haven't got paid off nothing. They'll
facts.
pay to get on a show $600 and they're selling tickets for that, and however that works out. It's just like that's cool. And if you have your own crowd, right, and you're going on right before the main act, makes sense. But if you're paying that bread and there's nobody there for you in the crowd and your music isn't that good and you're not even making music for shows, it's really just a waste of money.
Yeah, that's what we gathered. Because we didn't charge our artists. We offered our artists an incentive and opportunity to make their own bread and put some money in their pocket and also get supporters in the crowd for them. So what we gathered pretty much was if you don't got people like your people in the crowd, doesn't matter if you got dope music, it's not gonna be that lit. You know what I mean? So you have to do what you got to do. You got to do a few showcases, especially if you're new, and you don't have a crowd of supporters yet. You have to earn that. But the best way to earn that is to have music for your set that is going to capture people's attention.
Yes, oh my God, the it's great that y'all can rap and y'all can make music, but you got to realize the artists that you look up to, when you go to their shows, they're not doing certain songs that you love because that's not what the audience wants. Like as a collective wants to hear, you want something that everybody can sing along to. Like they're creating a vibe, and unless you're going to a lyrical hip hop show, you're really not going to get that nowadays
Right.
anyway. And it's super important to come up with a catchy hook or to start talking to your audience and tell them the hook. And easy hook, for example, is AJ Zani's "Go." That's
Let's just
it.
go.
That's it. It's the
Go.
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 And then
Yeah.
the crowd just turns up with him, and it's just super easy. But a lot of people they're not doing that.
Yeah, the crowd control is important. And it's like even the artists that you do look up to, they can do their ballads and slow songs because everybody there is listening to the album top to bottom. They pay top dollar to be there. You know what I mean? So of course they know the music. Of course they're singing along. If nobody knows who you are, you don't have any supporters in this crowd, and you're just trying to make a wave, don't do your ballad.
Yeah.
Like, don't do your ballad. You know what I mean? And again, make sure you got like a smooth three songs or something that are the kind of bangers that are easy and catchy and will capture a crowd who doesn't know who you are's attention.
Yeah. All you need is one song. All you need is one good song to turn that into a fan. And
Yep.
people also want to ask, like, oh, I can't sell tickets to anybody. And it's like, you've been making music for how long and you haven't established any type of relationship with anybody, no fans, or
Yeah.
have you kind of just,
Or your friends. Your
yeah.
friends suck at that point.
Well, I mean, to an extent, I feel like friends don't need to support you. If they don't like it, they don't like it. And I
Yeah.
don't take it when it comes to the art, because that's just my opinion. Only because when I started doing what I was doing, I didn't ask anybody to support me. It was just a more so I was creating it for myself, and then the support just came after.
Right.
That's what people fail to realize. Like, they're like, oh, you get mad love. It was just like, I always, even before I was doing this, I kept my relationships with people very positive, like all the time. Like,
Yeah.
there's a bunch of people that I'm still cool with from when I was like, when I first moved here, and they still have great things to say about me. I still have great things to say about them, and I always talk to them and hit them up and whatnot. But you have to, this whole industry is based off relationships. That's really what it
Right.
is. And you'll see some DJs just be trash. They can't even swap the song, go to the next song cleanly, but they're best friends with the promoter, and that's how they got the opportunity.
Yeah.
Some camera people, they just got money, bought the camera equipment, and they just know the right people, and they want to go down that route. They want to go down that route. But as an artist coming from a small town, from anywhere in the world, you have to like kind of let your ego go and just realize that nobody owes you nothing, and
Facts.
you cannot expect support from your friends,
Yeah.
and that's okay.
It is okay.
It really is, because you got the whole world to make you your fan. But if you're just stuck on your own little hometown trying to blow up there, it's not gonna happen, and you shouldn't be focusing on that, because the opportunities now are endless with social media.
Yeah. And it's like, unless you got the bread, which we'll get to that later, like, because you definitely have to pay to play. But being likable is like worth more than anything. It's like, it's your network, it's your connections, the people like you. You know what I mean? Or I mean, some people go the opposite route. Like, you had like the 6ix9ine where he was running around and being a troll and like being unlikable,
For years.
and people somehow, it's like whatever you gotta do to, grab attention. But at the end of the day, too, um, you gotta have people that mess with you, and you gotta build good relationships. It's better than having the greatest resume or actually making fire music if people just don't like who you are for whatever reason. Um, so you either got to figure out how to make a persona that's like a mystery, you know what I mean, in some sense, so that way people aren't like
Yeah.
knowing who
Or
you
just work
are.
so hard that people just gonna know.
Yeah,
And you gotta just have that bread to back yourself up.
but yeah, being likable is going to get you somewhere. But let's get to the next. As like I said, I'm going to write down topics kind of throughout the week and make sure that we have things to talk about because we have insight for this kind of stuff. Um, so I make beats. I tell everybody stop telling people I make beats because y'all don't be trying to pay for beats. Artists don't be trying to pay for beats. And it's once again, you gotta pay to play. You gotta pay to play. Like, you gotta pay your engineer. You should pay to get a mix. You should pay to get it mastered. I know studio time is expensive. I know these music videos are expensive. And then
They're
after,
only expensive because they want them to be expensive.
right, because y'all want the best, right? So it's gonna be okay. The thing is, that doesn't matter if there's no marketing budget behind it. Or you know what I mean? Y'all, if you don't have no connection or platform, it's like heads want me to slide them free beats and stuff, or just a pack of beats, and they do whatever and try to run off on the plug with it. And also like want to come and get free sessions, or they don't want to pay for studio time. And I get it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a broke independent artist myself, technically. So like I don't want to have to pay for everything. That's why I do a lot of things myself. But with that being said, I need to have something to offer as an artist before the engineer that I'm trying to propose this relationship to,